is Joelle, and I'm a member of the Beirut-based feminist collective, Nasawiya.
My name is Zainab, and I'm with Nasawiya.
My name is Shant, and I'm with the feminist collective, Nasawiya.
It came about as a way of experimenting with different forms of communication and different tools available. At a later stage, it became as a means to create content to support the cause of our collective. And on the other hand, it also became a way to tip the balance in terms of the stereotypes that the regular media perpetuates about the causes that we work for.
Nasawiya is such a good platform to voice a lot of things and a lot of causes that we work on through film. And online it's more visible for people. Yani. People go online now on YouTube more than they turn on the TV, I think. And I saw it as, okay, first step, let's go online because it's easier, and next step hopefully like TVs and stuff. يعني online there is no censorship, يعني you can post whatever you want. Or whatever cause you want to talk about, you can just make a video and post it online, even to not under any name, يعني you'll be posting something. I don't think there's a cause like easier to talk about online than other. I think online you can talk about whatever you want.
As an activist, I felt that there was a need for me to voice the causes that are dear to me through the medium that I know and work with, and for me, film or videos are an amazing tool and a very powerful one, through which we can combine a lot of other tools. What I find interesting in videos is that I personally don't only do it for awareness, but part of what I like to do is sort of archive everything that's going on, from like the birth of Nasawiya to the Women's Day to like when we go to the street and take on direct actions, because I feel that when you have that proof, and when you can show people that you're actually acting, that you're actually doing something, it can also motivate them a lot. Because hearing about 50 or 100 people walking down the street shouting feminist slogans is one thing, reading about it is one thing, but then seeing it and seeing the energy and hearing their voices is a completely different thing.
And I think when you want to tell someone about something, you have so many ways. You can sit and talk to that person about, and you can like write a long ass paper or an article and give it to that person so he can get. And to me, the easiest one, the one that really gets through to people, is video, because people can relate to it when it's there in their face. If you tell them a story, it will be very hard to imagine. And if you give them an article, come in. But if you visualize it for them and put it there for them in this context, I think people on their own, they start relating to it, or like one scene can bring them back to something that will help them understand more. What is that video trying to tell them?
Whether you're using animation or raw footage or real footage, it came about with the kind of video that we were making itself. When I decided to make an animation for the first video, which is the achievements in women's rights, there were some resources which I couldn't find. So in terms of getting footage from the history and the archive, some of these things I felt were a bit hard to access. So one idea to get around this was to make a simpler animation and to put the focus on the text and the achievements themselves. With the second one, with the sexual harassment one, it needed to be a lot more real. So we had to have like real people in it, because sexual harassment is not. It felt, with this specific video, it felt more impactful to use real people.
اوف يا ارض احرسي ما عليكي.
أسرة تنورتك بعد
شو السمار شو اشطر.
ماما أبشعت تسحبي حواجبك.
شو هالجسد يا اسد. شو يا عسل.
ماما أبشعت.
يابا. شو اشطر يا اسد.
وحدة أشطاط. ما بتستحي بسؤالك؟ حبيتي أنا كمان. بس الوقت إنك تسكت.
It is about sexual harassment, but كمان it's about like other harassments that we get from women. It wasn't only about, it was us women in this community and how we get harassed from men and women because of the way we look. يعني. Whether if we look يعني, nice to men, we have to hear about it every time we're down the street, or whether we have something that's not perfectly done like the society wants us to do, كمان we get harassed if we do that. Yeah.
When we decided to do the Just Me campaign, it was part of the Coalition for Sexual and Bodily Rights, the One Day One Struggle. What I thought it would be interesting to do is basically have a bunch of people talk about their sexuality in like a couple of sentences and just rant and be angry about it. And so we shot that, but part of the plan was just not about shooting, it was also about trying to get on TV and trying to put these films out there on national TV without us going through censorship, without us going through general security. And this is just a little example of how like a bunch of little films by a little group of people made with zero budget, absolutely zero budget, can go a long way.
I'd say experiment away. Just grab a camera, shoot, edit, delete, shoot again. Just play around with it. I mean, I don't come from a filmmaking background, and it's something that I picked up because I had the interest in it. And along the way, I learned that how much of a powerful tool it could be. So one way to be able to hone my skills is just like experiment. So just grab a camera, shoot, and just shoot again. Edit, play around with it, and then little by little with experience you'll be able to have better footage, better messages to send out.
I think it takes a bit of courage because it's scary to do these things. Because you would have people who would not get what you did. They would go like, oh, nice video, you know. And you have people who would be like very critical in a very negative way. But I think if you learn to ignore these people and just focus on the people who would benefit from the video you're gonna make, should be an enough motive for you to say, you know, okay, I'm ready to have that courage and put my thoughts out there and put my creativity out there. And because at the end of the day, you're not doing it for the critiques of the people. Maybe the critiques will help you do it better, but you're doing it to get a message through. So if that's a way and if the message is getting through, then you shouldn't care about anything else. Oh, yeah, I think it's the motivation and how your surrounding كمان, how much is encouraging you to do things. Yeah.
What I would like to say is that with the new technologies, basically each one of us has a phone, and right now, like, cameras are very cheap, so even as a collective, as a group of little girls, like, you can invest in a camera and like in a little computer if phones are a problem or if you don't have any. And so as a group you can invest in something, and basically these little tools that are sort of becoming more and more available to everybody are so simple to use, and peer-to-peer in this case is super important, because if you have just a bit more information about internet and YouTube and Twitter and all these tools, and another person has a bit more information on how to use their smartphone or a camera in a very basic way, then you can just share all this knowledge and teach each other, and then the whole awareness campaign actually would be sort of complete, because you have the people who would take care of bringing a group together, of putting the message together, and a couple of people would take care on how to shoot that, and like a couple of people would take care on how to put it online, for example. And once you share all these little details and all these little tricks, then you have enough to make a video and post it online. Even if it's just you in front of your mirror rambling about your feminist condition, that is important. It starts there.